Welcome to the second part of emerging and re-emerging bacterial infections. In this session, we are going to discuss on another two important infections caused by bacteria, MRSA and VRSA. That is methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus and vancomycin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. We'll discuss one by one. What is MRSA? MRSA, as the name shows, this methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. That is a Staphylococcus aureus strain which is resistant to a commonly used antibiotic against Staphylococcus aureus, that is methicillin. And this methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus shows resistance not only to methicillin but they show resistance to many of the antibiotics currently used against this bacteria. And this type of MRSA infection occurs especially in people in hospitals or nursing homes and dialysis centers. That means there are people having underlying medical conditions. And this type of infections of MRSA which occurs in hospitals or healthcare centers are known as healthcare associated MRSA or HAMRSA. There is another form of MRSA, it is called CAMRSA, community acquired MRSA. That type of infection occurs in wider community, especially among healthy people. This form, that is community associated MRSA or CAMRSA, often begins as a painful skin boil. It spreads by skin to skin contact among people. The risk population include groups such as high school wrestlers, child care workers and people who live in crowded conditions. What are the clinical symptoms of MRSA infection? Generally, the infection starts as a swollen, painful red bumps that might resemble pimples or spider bites. The affected area might be warm to the touch, full of pus or other drainage, accompanied by a fever. This can quickly turn into deep, painful abscesses that require surgical draining. Sometimes the bacteria remain confined to the skin, but they can also get into deeper parts of the body, causing potentially life-threatening infections in bones, joints, surgical wounds, bloodstreams, heart valves, and lungs. When to see a doctor? Keep an eye on minor skin problems. Never neglect the skin problems like pimples, insect bites, cuts and scrapes, especially in children. If wounds appear infected or are accompanied by a fever, immediately see your doctor. What are the causes? There is different varieties of Staphylococcus aureus, commonly called staph, exist. Staphylococcus bacteria, we know they are normally found on the skin or in the nose of about one-third of the population. One-third of the healthy population, that is, the healthy population carries this bacteria on their skin, especially on the nose part. The bacteria are generally harmless unless they enter the body through a cut or other wounds, and even they usually cause only minor skin problems in healthy people. Even they get access into the skin layers. According to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, around 2% of the population chronically carries the type of Staphylococcus bacteria known as MRSA. Antibiotic resistance. How the organism becomes resistant to antibiotic. The antibiotic resistance as a result of decades of often unnecessary antibiotic use. For years, antibiotics have been prescribed for colds, flu, and other viral infections that don't respond to these drugs. It's while we are having a flu or cold, the physician prescribes a particular antibiotic for that, for preventing a secondary bacterial infections. Even when antibiotics are used appropriately, they contribute to the rise of drug-resistant bacteria because they don't destroy even germs they target. What are the complications? MRSA infections can resist the effects of many common antibiotics, so they are more difficult to treat. The problem for treating MRSA infection is the choice of antibiotic, because this organism shows resistance to most of the antibiotics currently used. This can allow the infection to spread and sometimes become life-threatening. MRSA infections may affect your bloodstream, lungs, heart, bones, joints. How we can prevent HA-MRSA? In the hospital, people who are infected or colonized with MRSA often are placed in contact precautions as a measure to prevent the spread of MRSA. That is, they should be isolated in order to prevent the spread of infection to others. Visitors and healthcare workers caring for people in isolation may be required to wear protective garments and must follow strict hand hygiene procedures. That is, they must regularly wash their hands after contacting with the patient. The contaminated surfaces and laundry items should be properly disinfected by using hot water and disinfectant solutions. Preventing community acquired MRSA. Regularly washing hands. Then carry a small bottle of hand sanitizer containing at least 62% alcohol 4 times when you don't have access to soap and water. The most important thing to prevent CA-MRSA infection is by regularly washing your hands with soap and water. If you don't have the access to this soap and water, then you can carry a small bottle containing 62% of alcohol. Keep wounds always covered. Keep personal items personal. Don't share your personal items with other people. Then shower after athletic games or practices. Then sanitize lines. If you have a cut or sore, wash towels and bed lines in a washing machine set to the hottest water settings with added bleach if possible. Don't inject illicit drugs. How we can treat this MRSA infections? The treatment of MRSA at home usually includes a 7 to 10 day course of an antibiotic by orally, such as trimethoprim, sulfamethoxazole, its brand name is Bactrim, then clindamycin, minocycline, doxycycline. These are the antibiotics used for treating MRSA infection only after checking its antibiotic sensitivity. The next is VRSA. What is VISA or VRSA? VISA and VRSA. VISA, vancomycin intermediate Staphylococcus aureus, and VRSA, vancomycin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. Both are important in medical sector. Persons who develop this type of staph infection may have underlying health conditions such as diabetes, kidney diseases, then tubes going into their bodies such as catheters. That is, this type of infections are seen mainly in persons who are having underlying diseases like diabetes or kidney diseases, or the persons who uses instruments such as catheters in their body. Then persons who develops persons who have previous MRSA infections are also can develop VRSA infection. The recent exposure to vancomycin and other antimicrobial agents can also develop VRSA strain. How do VISA and VRSA get their names? Staphylococcus bacteria are classified as VISA or VRSA based on laboratory tests. That is, based on the antibiotic sensitivity testing. The result of the test is usually expressed as a minimum inhibitory concentration. We all know that MIC, minimum inhibitory concentration, the minimum amount of agent used to inhibit the growth of a test organism under standard condition. This is expressed in terms of MIC. Therefore, staph bacteria are classified as VISA if the MIC for the vancomycin is 4 to 8 microgram per ml, and classified as VRSA if the vancomycin MIC is greater than 16 microgram per ml. Are VISA and VRSA infections treatable? Surely the answer is yes. As of October 2010, all VISA and VRSA isolates have been susceptible to several Food and Drug Administration, that is FDA approved drugs. The approach is to treat with at least one agent to which VISA or VRSA is known to be susceptible by in vitro antibiotic sensitivity testing. The commonly used antibiotics are daptomycin, linezolid, telavancin, ceftaroline, quinaprisin, and dalfopristin. These are the antibiotics given for VISA and VRSA, that is only after proper standard antibiotic sensitivity testing. How can the spread of VISA and VRSA be prevented? Use of appropriate infection control practices, that is the most important thing to prevent the spread of this type of bacteria, such as wearing gloves before and after contact with infectious body substances. This especially in the case of healthcare workers, physicians, etc. Then adherence to hand hygiene by healthcare personnel, mainly by properly washing your hands with the proper hand sanitizers or by using soap solution. These are the very important methods by which we can prevent this type of infections. What should a person do if a family member or a close friend has VISA or VRSA? Spread occurs among people having close physical contact with infected patients or contaminated materials such as bandages. Persons having close physical contact with infected patients while they are outside of the healthcare settings should keep their hands clean by washing thoroughly with soap and water, avoid contact with other people's wounds or material contaminated from wounds. If they got to hospital to visit a friend or family member who is infected with VISA or VRSA, they must follow the hospital's recommended precautions. I think all of you understood this particular topic. If you have any query, you can ask, or you can use chat box.